When a connection to Opry history was uncovered, a community was shocked how few people knew about it.
Now preservationists say there's an urgency to act. News Channel 5's Forrest Sanders has the story from Edge Hill.
Anything seems possible when the moon shines past around at the worst house in the best part of town.
1501 D. Ford Bailey Avenue in the Edge Hill community is for sale. Former residents, songwriters Kyle and Spencer Klaus say,
we lived there from 2017 to 2020.
It's hard to describe it, but there always seemed to be something special about the place.
We would write on the porch. We would write really anywhere in that house. I definitely think that place had some magic.
Turns out, it does.
This is a modest but genuine gem.
Historian and documentary filmmaker Mark Schlicker has uncovered a history. Mark tells us in 1925, this was the original transmitter site for WSM radio. It was being used during the beginnings of what we now know as the Grand Ole Opry.
Of course, this area looks pretty different now than it would have about 100 years ago. Well, these other houses wouldn't have been in the area, and we think one of the two transmitter towers is right there on the street in front of the house.
Mark says it was the main transmitter site until 1933 and a backup until the 50s. Spencer and Kyle had no idea.
Oh, shoot. Like, this is crazy.
No, we couldn't believe it when we found out that it had all the history.
The seller contacted me and said, basically, I really need to move forward with the sale.
That seller has just lowered the cost of the property to $675,000. Mark has been sending out dozens of emails to music industry contacts and preservation-minded potential buyers.
I want to see the site preserved in a way that honors its history, that allows the public as much access as possible.
Spencer and Kyle perform as the Worst House Band. They have this song they perform, a love letter to this house full of tall tales, written long before they learned the actual history.
Key to the door was on old Ben's kite. Edison was half lit when he screwed in the front porch light. Stump from the cherry tree that Washington cut down is in the front yard of the worst house in the best part of town.
I hope they preserve the history of it.
If that house becomes a museum,
It would be incredible, yeah.
And then we wrote this song at the worst house in the best part of town. Yeehaw!
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.